watching this Carolina and New York game. I appreciate you guys. I'm just posted today. I'm gonna have another show where I go live and talk about the college football playoff rankings. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Look, I, watching Alabama last night, is this team a title contender? I mean, they've always been a title contender. Have they played like a title contender? No. Last night, man, that was a statement victory. I mean, say what you want about the way that Alabama has played this season. It's about right now. It is literally about how are you playing right now at this point in time. And what I saw from this team last night, I mean, if you're the rest of the world of college football and you're waking up this morning and you saw the way that Alabama played, you're scared. You're scared to death. Jalen Milroe had himself an absolute game, right? I mean, Bryce, yeah, I'm watching this game right here. Bryce is, they're on the road in Germany. It's Carolina, New York. Jalen Milroe last night, 12 of 18, 109 yards passing. On the ground, he was crazy. 12 attempts for 185 yards and 4 touchdowns? Like, LSU had absolutely zero answer for Jalen Milroe. And as I said yesterday on my post-game reaction, Jalen Milroe needed that game. Absolutely. Here's Bryce Young with the touchdown pass. Because Jalen Milroe, for example, in the last SEC games that he had, it just wasn't it, right? I mean, it seemed like he was struggling, to be honest. It seems like he was slumping. Against Tennessee, he was 25 of 45. Against Missouri, he was 16 of 26. Last night, 12 of 18, 109. Not a lot of passing yards, but rushing yards was crazy, right? Other things that stand out to me from last night when I'm looking at this game is I feel that Jam Miller, even though, and remember we asked about the over-under for Jam Miller, would he have over 15 carries? He had 13 carries for 38 yards. But, Jam Miller can also catch, right? He's a good receiver coming out of the backfield. 5 receptions for 50 yards. In fact, he led the team last night. That was part of their design last night, was to play time of possession, run the football, right? Hey, what's up, Noah? I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Having some coffee. I'm just posted. I'm going to have another show later today. So this is kind of my informal behind the scenes. I'm literally just at my house. So I'm just kicking it. I'm watching this game with you guys as well. If you have any questions or whatever, just hit me up. Is Alabama a title contender? Well, I mean, look, if the defense plays like they did, then maybe so. I mean, Alabama has allowed they allowed, what was it, 13 points last night and 0 the week before. So you're talking about a defense that is absolutely playing fantastic football, right? I think that when you look to Alabama's defense, that was the major vulnerability, because I think, like, with Alabama football, we know what they're capable of. We know what Jalen Milroe is capable of. We feel that Jalen Milroe, like, whether he beats you over the top, whether he runs the football, we know what the offense is capable of. We've seen Ryan Williams before. We've seen Jam Miller. We've seen Justice Haynes. Offensive line can be a little sus, but we know what they're capable. The defense, like, honestly, is there a person in here that is not happy about the defense? Because the defense has been, I think, the biggest weakness of this team collectively, specifically in the secondary. And when you go against Garrett Nussmeier, and you play like you did last night, look, Garrett Nussmeier, he struggled against Alabama. He really did. 27 of 42, 239 with the touchdown. Look, they didn't beat Alabama over the top. Alabama didn't allow big plays over the top. The only thing that they had, I guess, is the big chunk yardage, with like 45-yard rush in the beginning. But other than that, Alabama didn't allow anything big. Let's look at the Pro Football Focus. You can't see the Pro Football Focus on the screen, but I'll show them later today. I'll probably be live around like whenever the AP poll comes out. I have no idea when that will be. Let's see if we can get the Pro Football Focus grades, because I would imagine that Jalen Milroe's grade is absolutely outstanding. And I would imagine that the defense, that their grades are outstanding too. All right, so I'm looking at the Pro Football Focus grades right now. What's up, Bob? I appreciate you guys being here. I'm watching this Carolina Giants game. I actually just picked up Chuba on my fantasy football team. All right, so check this out. Jalen Milroe, his Pro Football Focus grade is 91.4. 91.4. 80% pass and an 83.6 run. I knew it would be high. You know what? To be honest, there's not a lot of other high grades on Pro Football Focus. Let's look at the defense. I want to talk about the defense. So the highest grade on defense comes from Jahad Campbell. No surprise. Jahad Campbell, look, if Jahad Campbell is playing at this level, and he has so in the last 2 weeks, he had 12 tackles last night, 6 tackles that were solo, 3 tackles for a loss. He had that quarterback sack, right? He almost had 2 sacks. That has him for a sack and a half. If he plays like that, and guess what? Deontay Lawson had 7 tackles, 3 solos. So combined, those 2 guys, hear this, okay? Jahad Campbell and Deontay Lawson had 19 tackles last night, 9 for solos, 4 tackles for loss, and created 2 turnovers. Look, the inside linebackers are 1,000,000% it. Jahad Campbell's grade last night on Pro Football Focus was 84.2. And look, Bray Hubbard's grade is 81.4. Damani Jackson had 6 tackles. Malachi Moore had 7. Justin Jefferson had 6. Bray Hubbard had 4. Look, if the defense plays like they played last night, they are a title contender. Now, you got to, the thing that we always talk about, right, is consistency and performance. How are you playing on a consistent basis? And when they played like they did last night, I mean, that's absolutely it. What's up, Ricky Smith? I see you inside the comment box. So Justin Jefferson last night, Justin Jefferson had 6 tackles, and he had a Pro Football Focus grade of 69.7. So look, Justin Jefferson, I get it. You have Deontay Lawson, you have Jahad Campbell, and those guys played honestly elite last night. And you're going to need that level of play to sustain. I mean, honestly, and you guys know, I mean, like Jarvis is always up in here checking the show out, for example. The 2 things that I talk about, establishing a run game, and this is going to be the keys to if they are a title contender or if they continue to have sustained games that they win, okay? Running the ball and not allowing big passes over the top. Look, to be honest, I don't think there's another quarterback until we get to the playoffs that they're going to see that was as talented as Garrett Nussmeier. I really don't. I mean, Mercer, no. Oklahoma, no. Auburn, no. So run the ball. Look, if you're going to run the football with Jalen Milroe on these design runs or these option reads, then so be it. I don't think people are going to be mad about it. They might criticize Jalen Milroe and be like, can he throw the football? Yeah, he can throw the football. Dude was 12 of 18 last night for 109. I mean, the other thing I guess that stands out if you're nitpicking Jalen Milroe is he hasn't thrown a touchdown in 2 games. Bray Hubbard, as I mentioned, Bray Hubbard had 4 tackles, 1 interception, 1 pass breakup, and he had a Pro Football Focus grade of 81.0, which is the second highest on the team on defense. Bray Hubbard, look, you talk about a guy who is making the most out of their opportunities. Bray Hubbard is that guy, right? This is the guy who stepped in for Keon Sabb. You know what? We said this, like Keon Sabb, he was kind of trending the opposite way. Whatever. I mean, the guy showed a grit, right? A warrior mentality, being able to play on what he played on, like a broken foot. But Bray Hubbard has come in and he's done a great job. Specifically in coverage, he was 82.8. So let's look at the players for Alabama in coverage, okay? All right, so Jahad Campbell, and this is in coverage for inside linebacker, 62 snaps, 84.1. Bray Hubbard, 82.8 in coverage. Justin Jefferson in just 18 snaps, 73.3 in coverage. Deontay Lawson in 62 snaps, 71.6. The defensive backs, let's see, Zabian Brown. Where's Zabian Brown at? 64.8 in coverage. And then Damani Jackson, let's see where he's at. 56.6. Look, for me, from watching the game last night, I didn't see, look, the LSU wide receivers, they did make catches, right? They did. But I don't think, like, I wasn't overly concerned about the secondary last night. I thought they did a good job. You had the Taylor last night. It seemed like he caught 25 passes. He only caught 4 receptions for 50 yards. Didn't it seem like Taylor, their tight end, caught a ton of receptions? He didn't. He was targeted 5 times. Lacey was targeted 10 times, and he had 5 catches. Williams was targeted 7 times. He had 6 catches. Aaron Anderson had 3 catches for 27 yards. Collectively, Garrett Nussmeier hit 8 receivers for 27 completions and 239 yards. Let me see what else stands out for this game. I mean, I think Coach Kalen DeBoer, you know what? Brian Kelly said going into this game, oh, shoot, what's up, man? We got a super chat up in here. That's what's up. Joe Jones, what's up, man? Throw the ball 40 times and 20 times to one receiver is a loss with Milroe. Run the damn ball on the third 3-yard instead of an interception, you can win. And that's the other thing, too, is, and Coach Saban said this. He was like, look, the quarterback who makes the least amount of interceptions or the least amount of bad plays is going to win this game. And Jalen Milroe outplayed Garrett Nussmeier 100%. I mean, you see that Nussmeier threw 2 interceptions, Jalen Milroe threw 0. Alabama did not turn the football over. That is huge. LSU turned the football over 3 times. It's not that complicated. I mean, look, you play to the weakness of the opposition, and the opposition could not stop Jalen Milroe. Think about this. And I appreciate the super chat. Jalen Milroe has rushed for 8 touchdowns the last 2 times he's played LSU. They can't stop him. And the guy has an incredible wear and tear. Like, he does not, I mean, this guy is 235 pounds. He's the fastest player on the field. Looking at these remaining games, I mean, Mercer, a rat poison. Oklahoma, rat poison. Auburn, rivalry game. Nice throw right there by Bryce Young. So, I mean, again, going back to the title of this video, is this team a title contender? Yes. Are they the favorite? No. Do they have weaknesses? Yeah, but they've been able to improve on those weaknesses. I think right now, if I have to say, like, what am I concerned about for this Alabama team? I guess I point to the right side of the offensive line. But, so the weaknesses for this team, can you list a weakness on this team that just kind of stands out? For me, 2 things. The right side, still, for the offensive line, And like Jaden Roberts, his health, man, it scares me. The guy is battling, but it scares me. The right guard, the right tackle, it still scares me. But Alabama has been playing with two tight ends, so they've been putting C.J. Dupree on the side of Elijah Pritchett, and they've been putting Robbie Oots back there as well. The other thing is sound off inside the comment box, yes or no. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Does Graham Nicholson, the kicker, do you have confidence in this guy? Holy cow, he makes me nervous. He missed a kick last night, but it was a delay of game. Big Chevy's saying yes. Benjamin's saying no. So it looks like 50%, I guess. I guess I could add a poll up in here. +45 no. Chris from New Jersey saying no. I think about it. The guys missed in Wisconsin. He missed it against Tennessee, right? And this format right here is probably how I'll be coming to you live starting Thursday of this coming week because I'll be out of town. I'm going to my grandfather's services in Clayton, New Mexico, which will be from Thursday to Sunday. No, Joe Jones. I think this is his last year to kick. Damn, Chuba's already has 8 rushes for 81 yards. Holy cow. That's good if you got him on your fantasy team like I do. What does he have? And the crazy thing is I had to, since they're playing in this 8:30 game, last night the trade went through and I was able to start him. This is real quick. This is my fantasy team. So I got, you're gonna hate this. I got Bo Nix. You got Carolina and the Giants are playing in Germany. See, this is my fantasy team. I got Bo Nix, Aaron Jones, Chuba, Puka Nakua, Debo Samuels, Devontae Adams. I play in a super flex league, so you have 2 quarterbacks. I have Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Gelski from the tight end, and I have Sam Laporta. So nice little squad I got. But I've had to trade. I've had to make some trades. All right, let's talk some more roundtable college football, and I'll be back later today when the AP Top 25 drops. I was looking this morning. I'm talking general college football now. With Ole Miss beating Georgia, and Texas now 8-1. I mean, the SEC is. I mean. The tiebreakers for this thing is going to be crazy. I was looking at some of the scenarios that can happen within the SEC. So right now, Tennessee is 5-1. They're first in the SEC. Texas A&M 5-1. Texas 4-1. Those 3 teams are tied for first. Then it's, you know what? Georgia is actually 4th, and then it's Alabama 5th. Now, let me explain why. It's because Georgia has won an extra conference game so far. So Alabama has not played, they've played less conference games than Georgia. So, for example, Georgia's record in the conference is 5-2, whereas Alabama's record is 4-2. Ole Miss is also 4-2. If those teams win against Oklahoma and whoever Ole Miss plays, they will continue to climb. But Georgia next week plays Tennessee. Now, let me ask you, inside the comment box right now, okay? An early indicator. Who wins, Georgia or Tennessee? What's up, Army? I appreciate you being here. Benjamin Smith. Hey, and tomorrow for Veterans Day, we're going to build a huge veterans board, all right? And that's going to be our board that we continue to honor our veterans. I think Georgia wins. I'm like super confident that Georgia wins. Oh, so Nico's hurt. So even with Nico can't pass the ball downfield. I'm going with Georgia 100%. Hey, Ricky Smith, appreciate your service. Thank you so much. That's why I'm rocking the. People always see the hat and they're like, oh, it's some like political statement. No, no, it's a patriotic statement. I have the ability to be free each and every single day because of, think about this. I'm about to say this. Because of people that gave their life so we could be free. Like, damn, man, yeah, I'm gonna fly a flag outside my house forever. That's why I do it. Like your political beliefs, that doesn't bother me at all. This is I'm responsible for my actions. I can have my own thought process. So can you. But man, like freedom is not free. It's not. So um, tomorrow we'll build our veteran wall. So you got to think if Georgia beats Tennessee, then Tennessee has another loss in conference play, and then Texas A&M and Texas play way at the back end, right? There's some model out there. I was looking at I was looking on X for like different scenarios of like if all these teams win out and there's some teams that lose and you have a bunch of teams that are tied with 6-2. Do this, look, and I'll read it for you. Okay, it's complicated. SEC tiebreakers. I don't want to get too much in the weeds because it'll make your head hurt. So here it is, okay? Tiebreakers are a head-to-head competition among tied opponents, okay? Record versus all common conference opponents. C is record against highest best place common conference opponent in the conference standings. D is cumulative conference winning percentage. E is capped relative scoring margin, and F is random draw. All right. I don't think we're going to get to the random draw, but I think there's some really crazy scenarios out there. One that I saw, hey, Joe Jones, I appreciate the super chat, man. We don't need the SEC championship. Well, let's think about that. And your other super chat says, think Milroe needs another year. Oh, that could start a war. All right, let's start with the SEC championship game. Look, I still think there's a slim possibility for Alabama to make the SEC championship game, even if you kind of go through the parameters. In fact, one of the models that I saw has LSU still making the SEC championship game against Texas with a 6-2 record. So, I mean, I have no idea. I mean, remember, LSU has only lost 2 games in conference play, and based off the parameters and some of the rules that I saw, they can make the SEC title game against Texas, right? My question is this. This is what I'm thinking. If you make the let's say somehow, okay, Alabama makes the SEC title game. I don't know. Let's say based off the rules and stuff like that, and they have 2 losses, okay, which they already do. Let's say they get to the SEC championship game. I don't know. Let's say they play Texas. What if Alabama loses that SEC championship game? Would they be knocked out of the play? Can you imagine how crazy that would be? If you get to the SEC championship game, you lose, and you get bumped out because like SMU or something like that makes it. That's why I think if you finish out 10-2, now look, is the win against Georgia still quality? Hell yeah, it is. 100%. Is it as good as it was before last week? Maybe not because Ole Miss beat them, but it's still a very quality win. So a 10-2 Alabama team, and what you're going to start to look at if you're the committee is not only where they fall within SEC, but also what have you done for me lately? How are you playing against your schedule? We talked Jarvis, right? We needed style points. Alabama needed style points a million percent. Did they get style points? Hell yeah, they got them last night. So I think, the style points, you continue to win out in dominating fashion, and I think things will take care of itself. Now, we've seen what's happened after, because guess what's going to happen? I have no idea where Alabama's going to go in the AP rankings, but based off the fact that Georgia lost, um, Miami lost, I would imagine that Alabama shoots up in the rankings to like 8 or 9. Rat poison. So we saw that after Georgia, right? Then they lost. So if you can continue to, uh, get style points and literally beat the brakes off Mercer, beat the brakes off Oklahoma, give it to Auburn. You need the style points. What's up, the champ? I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much. Perry Rattler, what's going on, man? Can you guys post a top 5 right now? I'm gonna get some more coffee, but I got a mic on, so you won't lose me. I gotta fill up my coffee. Appreciate you guys. I'm up at the crib. Those the pictures up top, right there. This is my house. Those are the places that I've lived. Some of them. So I've lived in Pella, Iowa. Lived in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Lived in Washington D.C. Lived in Alexandria, Virginia. Um, lived. Did I already say? I already said Iowa, and now I live in Tuscaloosa. So I lived. I've lived in a bunch of places. I miss. I did like. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I love living in a big city. Like, I loved living in D.C. I mean, it was so great because I lived. If anybody's up from Virginia, I used to live in Braddock Station, right? You know where that's at. And I would take the Metro in. I told this story the other day, but it's relevant because of Veterans Day. And I would always, I would ride the train in with people who worked at the Pentagon, right? So it was such an amazing honor to get to, I was dressed up and stuff like that, but I was next to people who were serving this great country. And I always just had an appreciation for that. But we're just kicking it today. This is kind of like an informal show. I'll be back later on this afternoon from my office, my studio, to where we're talking about AP football rankings. I know the AP isn't anything about the college football rankings. I'm just curious to see where Alabama moves up, right, in the AP rankings. So yeah, I'm just posted at the crib today. And usually on Sundays, I go and get groceries around this time. You're getting a behind the scenes tour of the crib. Appreciate you guys being here. Let me see what you guys have in terms of the top rankings. Truth be told, you know where I got this couch? This couch, I got this couch at Sam's Club. Man, like maybe like 2 years ago. And man, this is the most comfortable couch that I've ever had. And see, it reclines. Like, I don't want to recline too far because I got my coffee right here. But it goes like all the way back, and then I got my TV right here. So, yo, Sam's Club for the W. In case you're like new to the channel or you don't know where I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico. But I've lived here in Tuscaloosa for 8 years. And like I said, I've lived all over. I lived in LA, I lived in Redondo Beach, I lived in Alexandria, Virginia, and I also lived in Washington, D.C. I lived right behind the Capitol, and at the time, I was working for a congressman, and I would give tours of the U.S. Capitol building. So constituents would fly up, and I would give them tours. So I loved that. I loved, and the guy misses a field goal. Watching this Carolina game too. Carolina's beating New York right now, 10-0. Let's see. So I asked for you guys' top 5. Let's see what we got in here. Eric D is saying that Texas A&M is going to beat Texas. I don't know if I agree with that. Let's see. Where did the top? Okay, so the top, KTK has it like this: Oregon, Penn State, Texas, BYU, and Indiana. Nah, KTK, love you, but I don't think that. Jarvis is saying Oregon. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas, and Tennessee. Man, you know what's crazy? Where look, Tennessee. I mean, I like Tennessee, but like Indiana, man, 10-0. I don't know. I think they'll. I would imagine that they lose to Ohio State. I watched it. Look, I like Indiana's quarterback. I continue to say that. I don't know. Um, I think if I had to rank the teams right now, let's see what I would do. I would go one. Let's see. I think I would go one Oregon. I'm on caps lock. One Oregon, two Ohio State. Help me out. Um, and then I would go. Well, I'll just bring up the college football rankings on this other side. And again, we're just chilling. Like I'll be back with like a regular show from my studio where we have like graphics and stuff like that. But I'm just kicking it today with you guys. All right, then we have, I would imagine, Texas and Penn State and Tennessee, right? So Texas at 3, Penn State at 4. Which look, I feel weird putting Penn State at 4 because I know they're not a 4 team. Like I like to rank the teams based on how I think like the teams actually are. Tennessee and I guess Indiana. Did you see this? BYU almost lost last night. I woke up this morning and read that. I was like, what? Yeah, Big Chevy's like, you gotta hit the thumbs up, 100%. It's crazy because the thumbs up, we got 110 and we got 27 thumbs up. Chris Waldman, let me know when you get that Ryan Williams rookie card, man. That okay, thank you. So Bama fan says BYU, they're frauds. Look, I get it. They've had a good season or whatever. Why did that's crap that they get a bye. Man, that is like, and I get it. They someone told this to me the other day. They were like they had to create a first round bye for the conferences so they would buy into the like the 12 team tournament. But man, that sucks. And is Miami out? I guess if Miami wins, or if they can still qualify for the SEC championship, ACC championship game, they still have an opportunity. Oh man, Miles Sanders is down. Yikes. Man, and how timely was it that Bama hater called in and was telling us about how Miami was going to be, champions or whatever, blah, blah, blah. They're for real. And then they played, I mean, Georgia Tech played well in that game, but he was talking smack about Alabama, and Alabama wins the game. Wild. Army, pray for us, man. Appreciate you. Enjoy church. I'll be back around like 1:30 or something like that whenever I'm out of here. I'm just honestly, I'm just posted. Let's see. Indiana. Okay. Contender or pretender. But how to frame this for Miami, okay, or for Indiana. What's up, Wesley Henderson? Are we fam, Wesley Henderson? All right. So is Indiana, okay, a contender or a pretender in the Big Ten? Not in college football, but in the Big Ten. Contender or pretender in just the Big Ten. So type P for pretender, type C for contender. For just talking Miami. Or talking Indiana in the Big Ten. Big Chevy's saying pretender. From saying, you know what? This is interesting. Maybe we could put, let's do a poll real quick. Is Indiana a pretender or a contender? And in the Big Ten. P or C? All right, I just started that poll. Is Indiana a pretender or contender in the Big Ten? All right, I just posted that poll. Go ahead and vote. So far, it's 50%, 60% is saying pretender. It's pretty close poll. Man, that sucks. Miles Sanders is out. Sorry, I'm watching this Carolina New York game too. Wow, a lot of people, well, 59% say pretender right now. We have 27 votes. KTK says if Ohio State loses next week, it's Indiana and Oregon in the Big Ten title game. I don't know. Oh, I guess, all right, back to Alabama. Look, Coach Kalen DeBoer last night, I'm sure you saw the press conference. I'm sure you saw him on the sideline in the rain. Coach, let's do this. What is Coach Kalen DeBoer's approval rating right now on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being the absolute highest, 1 being trash. What is Kalen DeBoer's approval rating? Yeah, I think you're right, Jarvis. I mean, okay, and if we zoom out, it gets bigger, right? And I'll tell you why. And you know what this did? This win last night, the approval rating goes up in several different areas for Coach Kalen DeBoer. Number one, Alabama as a team, they gained a lot of respect last night. They're going to move up in the college football playoffs. That's relevant talk right now, right? It's all, what have you done for me lately in this world of college football? They're doing just that. Can you win on the road in what Coach Saban said, the most challenging environment in college football? You did that. It was Bama football, right? So you played defense, you ran the football, right? But here's the thing, too, okay? There's a prospect right now by the name of Caleb Cunningham that is trying to figure out, which is the best place for him. Now, Ole Miss, they gained a lot of momentum, too, yesterday. They really did. With the win over Georgia, the gritty play of Jackson Dart, Lane Kiffin winning a really big game. I think Caleb Cunningham has a lot to think about. But the overall brand continues to rise for Coach Kalen DeBoer. Can he win big games? Yes. Can he deliver on a national stage? Yes. There's a really good tweet out right now by Matt Zenitz. Um, One second, I'm reading this. Matt Zenitz of 24/7 Sports. Great tweet right here. Great account to follow. He says, with Alabama's win over number 15 LSU last night in Baton Rouge, Kalen DeBoer is now 33-2 in November as a head coach. That includes a 9-0 record in November as a power conference head coach at Alabama and Washington. DeBoer is 15-3 in his career against top 25 opponents. I mean, what this is doing on terms of like a recruiting scale and like a team scale, like, man, his approval rating is flying through the roof, 100%. And you got to be happy for him. Because this is a guy, I mean, like, there's no patience here. The expectations are as high, it's perfection. And I've even seen it in terms of even kind of some of the analytics of the channel. Since Alabama lost 2 games before November, I think a lot of fans felt that Alabama was out. I think that a lot of Alabama fans couldn't take the losses, which is understandable. But I think what you saw last night was a resurgence of Alabama football. And look, I get it. I don't even know what they're favored against Mercer. Jarvis, is that even a line? I would imagine that they're like a what? Well, Mercer's only lost 1 game. I don't. Is there a line? Is there even a line on this game? My point is, you gotta beat the brakes off Mercer, and if you continue to play at this high level, like Alabama fans will fall in love with you. Look what Zach just said. No line. All right. Thanks, DR. Appreciate you, man. And you know what? I'll say this too about Coach Kalen DeBoer. I think a lot of us as fans coming from fanatics, right, have been emotional, up, down, happy, sad, up and down. The one thing about Coach Kalen DeBoer, outside of getting upset about some penalties, the guy has been like this. He's been about as even as you can. And I think the great thing about that is it's a long football season and it is a grind. He hasn't freaked out. He hasn't played the poor me's. He's taken accountability when he's lost. He stood up for his players when he's needed to. Um, but he's been, yeah, Jarvis, thank you. He has weathered the storm. And people, man, I can't even, it makes me almost uncomfortable how critical we've been of him and how we are of him. But that comes with the territory. And we're still going to be if he can't win a championship, right? But man, he is cool and collective. You're right. He's been calm and he's really handled himself admirably. I mean, he could have freaked out. And this new world of college football is crazy. It's hard. It's every game is hard. I think last night was also important too for Coach Kalen DeBoer in terms of the locker room, right? Not that he hasn't had control of the locker room, but I think a loss last night, you have people start to infiltrate. Like I was saying, you lose that game, people are like, hey, he's not the coach, he can't win on the road. Recruits start thinking elsewhere. Like right now, the people who talk to the players, family, friends, agents, whatever, they're saying good things about Coach Kalen DeBoer. Roster stays intact. Harfond, I appreciate you being here, man. Thanks for rolling. We're just kicking it. I appreciate you. I'll be back around like 1:30 or something like that for the AP Top 25. And that's the other thing too, Cam. W, I appreciate you being here, man. Alabama is #1 in recruiting. Angel coming in. What's up, Angel? Appreciate you being here, bro. Yeah, I think you're right, Jarvis. I mean, because there was probably a narrative of some sort that he couldn't coach at this level, that he couldn't win on the road, whatever. I mean, look, who had a bigger night last night, Milroe or DeBoer? Let's look at this little playoff indicator real quick. So when you're on your computer, I think you could probably do it from your phone or whatever. So you go to ESPN and you type in ESPN playoff predictor. I forgot to look at this morning. I'll talk about this more on my show coming up this afternoon. Damn. See if you can see this. I don't know if you can. Oh, it probably look weird. Check this out. This is crazy. With Alabama's victory last night, okay? Oh, Chris, you got the Ryan Williams rookie cards? Yo, there was 2 of them. That's what's up. Good. All right. Yep, that's cool. Thanks for playing and participating in the raffle. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, that makes me happy. All right, so check this out. With Alabama winning last night, they have a 76% chance, according to the ESPN playoff predictor, and I get it, this is rat poison, right? But they have a 76% chance now to make the college football playoffs. Crazy. And that was, I think it was like 56 or something like that. I have to go back and see. 76% chance. That, I mean, you win out, and that's kind of the debate, we were talking about, was does Alabama have to play in the SEC championship game? I think at this point it would be better if they didn't, to be honest. But then you go on the road and I don't know, you play wherever in the second round. I have no idea. So Alabama. So after last night's win, Alabama has a 76% chance to make the college football playoff rankings. Sorry, multitasking. Wow, that's crazy. So, and the other thing about this is if you click on Alabama, so the great thing about this is you can click Alabama and you can click on the chances to win. And I don't even think this has been updated. But if you click Alabama and then to beat LSU, which they did, and Alabama to beat Oklahoma, which they did, and Alabama to beat Auburn, if they do, right? And if you pick them not to make the conference championship game, yeah, to make the playoffs, they have a 99% chance. So here's what I just said. So if Alabama, according to ESPN's playoff indicator, if Alabama finishes the season out 10-2, the playoff predictor has them at a 99% chance, with a 99% chance to make the college football playoffs. And this is important right here, a 68% chance to host a first round playoff game. Now, to be a first round visitor on the road, that would be seeds 9 through 12. They have a 32% chance. So I think it's right here in front of us. I think Alabama wins out. They're hosting a playoff game. And I think that in this scenario, which is crazy, they have them hosting Tennessee. Now, I have, that would be weird. Can you imagine how pissed off Tennessee would be if you make it to the playoffs and then you have to travel to Tuscaloosa? That would be crazy. That I don't think that would happen. Wow, wild. And who knows now with the health of Nico, right? Because it's about how have you played for me lately in college football, and the way that Alabama has been playing lately. They've been, absolutely balling out. You have any questions? That, like, what's on? If you have like a question for me, Alabama football related, or if you have like a major observation, go ahead and put it out right now. Now is a good time for that. Let me move this thing right here. I have this incredible plant in my house that I've been working on for a little bit. It is so pretty. I try to show it to you. Let's see. You see this? And I got like those two long stakes, and then I kept wrapping around the plant, and I have it tied on with like plant twisties. But I love plants. I also have another plant right here, right in front of us too. This is another plant. I'm working on this one too. But I love plants, and I've been trying to, and I had a really good collection of plants this spring, but I don't know. I have another I have a baby fiddle fig right here, and then I have another fiddle fig on the other side. And the fiddle figs, if you they don't like water. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know why. Like I have a really tall fiddle fig. I'm serious, and that thing it barely likes water. If you overwater it, too much. All right, go ahead and kid up some questions if you have questions inside the comment box. I got you guys right here. What's up, Ricky Smith? I appreciate you being here, man. Ricky Smith asks, will Jalen Milroe declare for the draft? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I felt it was 100% even before this game. I think that Jalen Milroe, look, I think that with him, before this game, he needed to get out of this. And I think it'll be interesting when, like, for example, like Mel Kiper or, Daniel Jeremiah, whoever releases their updated NFL draft stock. Now, is he a first round guy? I don't know. I think that's debatable. I would probably, if I'm someone that wants to have a quarterback, I would take Jalen Milroe. There's a couple reasons why. Number one, I think he has overall playmaking ability, and I think that he has really improved in terms of downfield throwing. I know he missed last night on Emmanuel Henderson, but we've seen him progress as a quarterback. Is he comparable to like a Lamar Jackson type player? Probably. Um, I mean, Lamar Jackson has incredible playmaking ability. And look, there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm watching one right now. I don't know, like, for example, like the Giants, the Raiders. I watch a lot of NFL, and there's teams that would clearly need Jalen Milroe. Now, a lot of it is like, where does he go? I mean, look what's happened to Bryce Young. I mean, Bryce Young's here with the Carolina Panthers, who are 2-7. He has absolutely no help around him. Now, I think Bryce is struggling for many different reasons. But I do think Jalen Milroe does head to the NFL, 100%. Um, Angel is asking, did I see the BYU Utah game? So what? So I saw the athletic director. So last night BYU was able to beat Utah on a last-second field goal. The Utah athletic director came to the podium following the game and was like super upset. He was talking about that BYU stole, like the officials stole the game from Utah. So I'm gonna watch that after. I guess I missed the controversy, what happened, but I mean, shoot, can you imagine if BYU would have lost that game? And you know who's creeping up is Colorado. Colorado won another game. So let me see what the Big 12 standings look like right now. Big 12 standings. So the Big 12 standings. Oh shoot! So you have the Big 12 standings look like this. BYU is 6-0, and then you have Colorado who's 5-1. Wow. Holy cow. You got to think that Colorado, so Colorado takes on Utah, and let's see BYU's remaining schedule. Wow, that's crazy. So BYU has at Arizona State and Houston. I don't know, maybe they lose to Arizona State. And Colorado has, let's see, Colorado takes on Utah in Boulder, then they go to Kansas, and then they play Oklahoma State. I could see them losing that game. Latoya, what's up? Didn't I tell you our defense would hold LSU under 20 points? Good call. I didn't expect that. I think I had it 38-31. So, I expected Garrett Nussmeier to have more success against the Alabama defense. They proved me wrong, clearly. So, yeah, good call out for sure, 100%. KTK saying Missouri shutout was no fluke. Jarvis saying that last night's victory was Saban-esque. Yeah, I do like that. Him is saying, nah, Utah sold, and they're just upset that they couldn't pull off the victory. Okay, I'll check it out. BYU pretender. Chris is saying just win, baby. Oh, him is saying I'm breaking up. Am I breaking up? I'm on a wireless mic, so let me check the audio. The audio should be good. Test, test, test. Yeah, the audio should be good. All right, fam. I appreciate you guys kicking it with me. I mean, I'm just kind of like in chill Sunday mode. I'm watching this NFL game. Tomorrow's Veterans Day, so we will have our show. I'm going to be live from my studio later today, probably around like 1:30. And then I will be live tomorrow, right, at 10. And we'll go all the way to Coach Kalen DeBoer's press conference. But one of the things that I wanted to do tomorrow is I want to honor the vets on here. So if you're a veteran, we definitely, how I want to do it is like, we can put your username and then like Army, or your username, then Navy, Marines, whatever, and we'll have a huge list like on our boards, and we'll honor our vets. And that'll be something that we have not only tomorrow, but probably something at the end of all of our shows. So that's something that we'll definitely do. Yeah, so salute to all our veterans. We appreciate you, and we understand that freedom isn't free. I'm gonna get some breakfast. All right. I appreciate you guys. I'm trying to think what I'm gonna get for breakfast. I do like to cook, and I can cook. Okay. So I'm getting hungry. I'll be back this afternoon. I appreciate you guys popping on Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy some NFL football. Kick it. I'll be back. Look for the notifications to come back up around like 1:30 or something like that for the AP Top 25. And you can call in and talk some Alabama football. And of course, Monday's live show starts at 10. Appreciate you guys and catch up with you guys soon. Thanks for joining. See ya.